So I lied. There's a part 3. I just listened to my parts 1 and 2 and I realized that I left some stuff out. So if you're still listening, I'm proud of you. I like your resilience and that you haven't just decided that I'm not that interesting, that you're interested enough to at least listen to part 3. So welcome to part 3. So a couple things I left out. As I said, so much happened in LA in those 4 years, trying to keep my head in front of the sun. I'm just gonna point it over here. How's that? That's good. So many things happened during those 4 years in Los Angeles that it's hard to tell it all in a continuous narrative the way I'm trying. But something else happened at Capitol Records, which I thought is kind of interesting and funny to me. Again, these are things that are funny to me. I got loaned out by I said in my last video, I said employers, but these were the executives that I assisted that I'm speaking about. So these executives that were later investigated for embezzlement. And by the way, I have no idea what happened with that. They loaned me out to this woman, a record executive. She was in a different building. And her office looked like a Maharaja's tent. It was plush. I was just there for a couple of days to answer her phones. The desk where her assistant sat, however, was awful. It was a laminate desk that had been exposed to serious moisture, so all the legs and the bottom parts had swollen and burst the veneer. And there was a broken chair in front of it, and that was it. There was nothing else. I take that back. There was a phone for me to answer. So on my lunch break that first day, well, no, actually, it was my second day, my second and final day, my lunch break. I went home and I got a pillow, sort of a black satin pillow to sit on because the chair was so bad, it was hurting my back. And I brought that in and I took a break, and when I came back from the break, the pillow was gone. And I was called into her office for something else, and I happened to say to her, after noticing that she had the pillow supporting her back now, my pillow, I said, oh, my pillow is missing from my desk. The chair was hurting my back, and I brought a pillow from home, and that looks like the one you've got there. And she said to me, I'm dead serious. She said, my pillow now. And I said, what? She said, my pillow now. And I said, but I brought that from home. That literally belongs to me. She said, nope, it's my pillow. And refused to give it back. I'm sorry for all the sniffles in these videos too. It's very cold out here. So I never did get my pillow back. I couldn't physically assault her and get my pillow. The only notable person to call her, who was a very close friend, was Brenda Vaccaro. Many of you may not know who Brenda Vaccaro is, but if you do know who that is, you understand why I used that funny voice to say her name. So yeah, that just shows you, that's part of, I think, more than the earthquake, the fires, the riots. Also, I was mugged in Los Angeles at gunpoint in front of a cafe full of people who all laughed at me while I was being mugged. And my car was stolen from a lot with an attendant. So all that also happened in those 4 years in LA. And out of all those things, I don't think those things are what made me leave. What made me leave was the attitude of the people that I met in the entertainment industry and this will probably, I mean, nobody's listening to me probably. I mean, if you are, you're somebody, but I mean, I don't have a huge audience here on YouTube. I don't mean to ruffle feathers if I do, but maybe Los Angeles is better. But when I was there, the culture was pretty awful. And that's, I think, more than anything, my joke is I don't think I'm narcissistic enough to survive in Los Angeles. I was there the day that we got a memo in Capitol Records, and it was from formerly MC Hammer, announcing he was no longer MC Hammer, he was just Hammer. So it was officially Hammer time, which was officially time for me to go. LA was not at all what I thought it would be. And I'm willing to admit it's my failing. It's something in me. I'm not strong enough for that level of competition and self-importance and artistry. There's some really amazing artists and performers there who are truly talented. So again, I don't have any regrets about leaving. Okay, well, those were the little snippets I realized I forgot. So try to get out of the sun. These have been big, long videos, so thank you for watching. Bye.